Hello everybody, my name is Cale Sleezer and you're watching EverGreenlee News, the Fall Sports Review.
Hello everyone, I'm Sophie Winklepleck.
And I'm Maris Cameron. You're watching EverGreenlee News. Our stories stay fresh for you.
Hello everybody, my name is Cale Sleezer and we're about to have a very special guest here on EverGreenlee News. Myself and Marika Mendezoon got the chance to talk to Iowa State Athletic Director Jamie Pollard. It was a great interview and it's coming up right after this.
Hello everybody, I'm Stacia Dre. And I'm Marika Mendezoon. You're watching EverGreenlee News. Our stories stay fresh for you. In this, our first show of the year, we're looking at the big role agriculture plays at Iowa State University.
Jamie, I'm going to ask you a tough question out of the break here. Gambling with student athletes has hit Iowa State pretty hard in the last year or so. How are you and the athletics department looking to move past that and kind of prevent something like that from happening again?
Well, I think it was a learning opportunity for everybody involved. And what I would take from it is that, abstinence is not the right education. It's recognizing that, for better or worse, it's an addiction. And it's addiction no different than drug use or alcohol use. People maybe today, they maybe don't see it as that, but when you talk to the people that got caught up in this past year, it clearly was an addiction. And we need to do a better job of adjusting how we educate to recognize that it's happening. And just to say, Cale, don't bet. I tell you, don't speed, then we all speed, right? Or you say, to college students on this campus, don't underage drink, and people will underage drink, right? And so then, I think what happened in this particular situation is you say, don't bet, and somebody's placing a $2 bet that's on their phone, it's like a video game, and they don't think about, every single person we dealt with in this situation had no idea what their cumulative total was. They knew they were doing $2 or $52 bets a day, but they had no idea that it had amassed to like $37,000 because it was an addiction. And that was just totally eye-opening for all of us. Even the people that got caught up in it, just didn't realize what it was happening to them.
Yeah, and it was heartbreaking for the community as well.
San Francisco 49ers starting quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy made his return to Iowa State to accept a communications award. Even though he wasn't available to student media, he still made an impact to the class he talked to.
Communication Studies program decided to present Brock with an award, an alumni award, the Communication Studies Award for Outstanding Achievement by a Young Alumni. This was our first award, but we looked at what Brock did in the first NFL season, which is just phenomenal. One of only 5 rookie quarterbacks ever to take his team to the conference championship.
Iowa State Athletics has welcomed Ashley Miles-Greedy as head coach for gymnastics.
It's easy for me to give corrections, right? That's one of the cool things about being a coach, even though I am new to coaching. This is my first coaching job, right? I actually did the things that I'm looking at and that I'm critiquing and correcting and helping them with the technicalities of it.
Cyclone volleyball has recently wrapped up their 2023 regular season. This year brought many accomplishments with such a young squad of players, including a Cyhawk reverse sweep victory in Coralville early this season. One of the biggest highlights has been freshman Nayeli Gonzalez, who was able to rack up multiple Big 12 Rookie of the Week honors and recently snagged Rookie of the Year as well.
Mentally wise, it was definitely hard coming in early and being young and playing and all that. And I think the upperclassmen have really taught me how to keep pushing and just stay going.
Thanks for that story, Blake. Now it's my turn. I got the chance to tee it up, well, kinda, with women's golfer Keely Marks, a highly ranked freshman from Australia with LPGA dreams. Let's take a look. We're here in the Cyclone Golf Facility just off of Highway 69. There's freshman golfer Keely Marks right behind me doing her thing, and she was nice enough to let us into the facility today, let us walk around, and had a good interview. Take a listen. So we'll get started here. A pretty blanket question. Why golf? How'd you get started on this path?
Yeah, so when I was about 7, so I have 2 older brothers, and they kind of like played every sport known to men when they were younger. And they went through playing like AFL football, soccer, cricket, basketball, golf, everything like that. So if they were doing it, I was doing it.
In our first story, we see how Iowa State students join together to mix modern music with their cultural heritage.
Reporter Colton Pestle takes us behind the scenes of the Indian fusion band Punk Pundits.
The sound you hear is a band you might not know exists. These are the Punk Pundits, an Indian fusion band.
My name is Chinmayi Gudi.
Kiran Digavale.
Jeev Sodi.
Harsha Sister.
Kirtana Kishore Kumar.
Prithvi. Ashirvan.
Seishu.
Meenakshi Sundar.
Meher Ojha.
Punk Pundits is a large ensemble that consists of roughly 10 musicians, and they sound cool and different.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophie Winklepleck and I'm here with EverGreenlee News. Our stories stay fresh for you. Today I'm here with Iowa State University Jazz Combo for a special in-studio session. And I'm also here with David, a physics major. David, tell me a little bit about how you guys got together.
Well, Sophie, my first day of class, freshman year, I came into Jazz 1 rehearsal here at Iowa State. And I met Philip on bass over there and Mitchell on drums. And then the next day, I came in and we had our saxophone player Zane in this small combo that we had all signed up for. And I knew that we were going to be together for a long time.
Perfect, that's great. Can you tell me a little bit about the 2 pieces you'll be playing for us today?
Yes, of course. So this first song we'll be playing for you is a bit of a newer one. It's called Chameleon. By newer, I mean around the 60s. This is written by a guy named Herbie Hancock, who you may have heard of. And this next song we'll be playing is called Take the Coltrane, which was written by a man named Duke Ellington for a saxophone player named John Coltrane.
Perfect. Thanks, David. And before we get started, can I have you introduce the members of the combo for me today?
Over there on bass is Philip King. He's a junior majoring in computer science. On saxophone to the left of him is Zane Kolosik. He's a sophomore majoring in cybersecurity engineering. On drums behind me is Mitchell Ruschenberg. He's a junior majoring in elementary education.
All right, thanks, David. And this is EverGreenlee News with a special for you. Our stories stay fresh for you.
I'm most excited for You Are in Love or How You Get the Girl on the original album.
She wasn't alone in her excitement.
Okay, I am most excited for New Romantics. That's been an all-time favorite of mine, so I'm excited to hear it again for the first time.
For each re-recording, Swift will release songs called vault tracks.
Oh no, come back.
Farming can be a dangerous job, so we asked some ISU ag students what kinds of precautions they take when helping out on their family farms.
We're during our busier season, like our fall right now. One of the biggest things is making sure all of our pieces of equipment have fire extinguishers on them and just doing routinely checks on them just to make sure nothing would happen.
2007, we had a combine fire on our farm, so we just make sure we take extra precautions with fires and running when it's dry and windy, and also making sure you put your auger down before you go on the roads, watching out for power lines, stuff like that.
Back in October, first-year agriculture communication students attended a professionals luncheon to discuss careers in ag communications. The event was organized by Professor Angela Powers and was held at the Student Innovation Center.
And so, Dustin's right, farmers do have a BS detector like nobody else in the world. So I approach, it's really not, and I came from a journalistic background, and so that, and early in my career, man, I wanted to like solve world peace with every article.
At Iowa State University, students sometimes face the pressure of handling academics and farm life. Harvest is one of those high-stress times. Iowa State student Sophia Polkett talks about the stigma regarding mental health in the ag.
There's like a certain stigma around, especially like farmers and mental health, and it's super important that we need to kind of get away from that stigma a little bit.
Today we are at Deal's Orchard, about to experience all the fun different activities they have to offer their guests. You could go down a slide if you wanted to. Deal's Orchard is so much fun.
Today at Deal's Orchard, we are with a guest of honor. What do you think of the orchard so far? Are you having fun here today?
Thanks, Colton. That was a nice piece. And that's a wrap for today's show. Thanks to all the Cyclone Athletics personnel, student athletes, and video teams here at ISU and with the 49ers for making this show possible. For our entire crew, I'm Cale Sleazer, and thank you for watching EverGreenlee News. Our stories stay fresh for you.
If we have a panel of speakers come to a class,
I watched that.
we don't need it.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Just keep going.